Hi there, metal folks. We're here in La Riviera de Madrid to interview Kai Hansen from bands such as Gamma Ray or Unisonic. Let's check it out.
Hola everybody out there, this is Kai from Unisonic and Gamma Ray. Ese es un saludos a los clientes de Italovisión, and you stay heavy and metal, right?
Is there any differences between the way of working of Gamma Ray and also the way of working of Unisonic?
Well, definitely there is, yeah, sure. The basics are, in principle, same everywhere, you know. It's like either you have one songwriter in a band who writes all the songs and tell the others what to play and how to play it, because he's got his vision, he's the main man, and he's dominating everything. But that's not the case in Gamma Ray, and that's not the case in Unisonic. Everybody delivers ideas, and everybody else is contributing to that. So whenever somebody comes up with a song idea, either as a demo or in the rehearsal room, says, hey, I got this riff, play this and that, everybody joins in and puts his ideas on top. Still, it remains the songwriter's song, and that's the way we work, kind of. And that works in Gamma Ray, and that works in Unisonic, and sometimes there's, like, you know, somebody in the band does a song, pre-produces it as a demo, and it's cool the way it is. No need to change anything, we just play it the way it is. Or somebody comes up with a rough idea and you start working on it, you know. And it works in both bands, it's cool.
So it's perfect. How do you think Kai Hansen empowers the force of Unisonic?
Well, actually, Unisonic was existing way before I joined in, and they played some gigs, and they always had the intention to make an album. There was many ideas, many, like, even finished demos. There was rough cuts, as I said, like some riff and some chorus or whatever. And when I joined in, I listened to all of it. We got together and listened to all of it, and I said, my honest opinion, what I think is good and what I think sucks. You know, so we took it from there, and I think I gave the whole thing a push because, as Michael says it, he puts it the way, before nothing really happened because it was not complete. Something was missing, and maybe it was me, and I'm kind of like when I get into things, I'm a driving force. I push things, and I really go for it because I want it, and that didn't happen with Unisonic before. And when I joined in, things started rolling, and that was it. You know, the others could like go along with it,
So
and
the
it was
rolling
great. And
force.
it's inspired me. Dennis was a great partner I got to know, to work with, because he inspired me a lot. You know, he gave me ideas and rough cuts, and I was like, oh yeah, that's great, but do it that way. And you know, it was like a real chemistry, and we were playing like ping pong in the rehearsal room. You know, when we started songs, rough ideas, he was like, hey, what about this? And I said, yeah, great, but what about this? And you know, we were like punching out ideas, and it worked brilliant.
So does it came up that Kai Hansen began playing with Unisonic? Which is the story behind?
The story behind, okay. Far-fetched, I'm going back to like me leaving Halloween, and then later on getting to know that Michael has been like fired somehow from Halloween, and you know, doing something on his own. And from that point on, you know, we've always been like having a close kind of chemistry. There's many songs I wrote for the Keeper albums that were very much dominated by the influence of his voice. I think, you know, he kind of inspired me to write songs like Halloween or March of Time. Would have been different because me as a singer was different, and he had this Geoff Tate-like, you know, Halford-like range, and he could be like a real singer on top of twin guitars and stuff. So he always inspired me. And that didn't stop whenever he was like doing something different. It was him, and he is special, and it works with me. So when he did his first solo album, he asked me if I would like, to join in for some stuff, and I did that, and I enjoyed that. That was cool to play with Adrian and from Iron Maiden, Adrian Smith. Got to know him there better. I met him before, but we got to know each other better, and it was very cool to get this kind of vibe, and that albums were great. And then Michael kind of differed in some way, that he tried other stuff, like more, I don't know, singer-songwriter stuff, that happens to many singers because they get down to their singer basics. So some singers get to the point where they think it's like, I'm a singer, and therefore I'm not like a shouter in a heavy metal band. I'm more like, I'm more, especially the good ones. Michael joined in on some of the Gamma Ray albums, as a guest role, and it was always cool with us. We were never so close, but we were never parted in some way. And then the key point was that I got to know that he's doing a real band, not some kind of project and only an album, that he wants to go on stages again, that he wants to make a rock band and stuff like that with Unisonic. And I thought, cool, very cool. And then it happened that we got together on the Avantasia tour, and that was the first time we went on the stage together. And it felt so good, and was like, such a common vibe. We went on the stage and was like, well, and the people in front were really, we could feel, wow, people enjoy seeing us together, because there is something special and we feel it too. So we started talking about doing something together beyond guest roles. So there was three possibilities in the end. Either him joining Gamma Ray, we do a project, or me joining Unisonic, because Unisonic so far had only one guitar player and it hadn't really started yet. In the end, of course, Gamma Ray is very much like dominated by my voice, and it would be too much of a change, too much metal for Michael as well. Project, nah, world doesn't need another project. So me joining Unisonic was the most promising, and I said, okay, let's take the next step, talk to the others. I need to get to know the other guys and see how the vibe is and what they think. And they thought it was cool if I joined. And I said, well, we should do a jam session and just jam around and see how musically we fit together. And that worked out pretty brilliant. And that was the point. I said, yeah, there's no objections. I'll do it. And we started working on the album.
How do you feel when you play the Halloween songs?
I feel very good doing this, especially with Michael now, the Keeper songs, because I think that's the way they should sound. Because I'm honestly saying, guitars, drums can be replaced in some way, but vocals cannot, actually. And I've experienced, I played with Gamma Ray, I played Future World, I played I Want Out many times and stuff. There's songs like March of Time I wouldn't really dare to play with Gamma Ray or sing myself, because I think it doesn't fit my voice. With I Want Out and stuff, I've become really very, very familiar, because when I wrote it and recorded the first demo, I sang it. And it was my spirit in there. And Michael did a great job in doing it, and that was the way it was on the album. So I think in this combination it sounds closest to the original as you can get, because it's his voice mainly. And therefore I really enjoy it.
It doesn't make any sense to play with Unisonics and Gamma Rays?
Well, okay, that's another thing, because we come from different bands. We have Pink Cream 69, we have Mandy with Asia and stuff. We have this kind of project that plays Vandom that Michi and Dennis did. We have Gamma Ray, we have Halloween. So, we don't want to stretch it out too far. I think it's fair enough if we concentrate on Unisonic stuff and add because people expect it and because it's, you know, the most featured factor in Unisonic, Michael and me. People expect to have some Halloween stuff, and it's worth doing it, and the other guys are fine with it, you know, as long as it's not like 50% of the show or something. That wouldn't make sense because we don't want to, you know, stretch that out too far, so people would think, oh, they need to revive the past to survive. We don't need that, actually. I think we're cool with what we do with Unisonic, and give some extra on top is fine, but not overstretch it, and that's it.
Well, now the summer has passed, so you made concerts, festivals, also a Latin America tour. What do you think about these last months as Unisonic?
It was very good, very successful, and I think we got a great initial start. Of course, with the help of name dropping in some way, because it's not like that we are an unknown band that released a nice album, but there is some names. And this is cool in some way because it's like, you know, it gives you an extra hype. But on the other hand, of course, it implies that the danger that people think, okay, I'm expecting something different. So we're just taking from there, and we are happy with how things are starting now. And I think it's really up to the next album, the constant work we do with Unisonic to prove to people that this is not a one-off project. This is a band that can do more in the future and can get better and even more satisfying to people. So that's our goal, and that's the way we're gonna do things and handle things.
Okay, so we can conclude that Unisonic is a long-term project.
Absolutely, it's not a one-off project, definitely not. That was clear from the beginning, and as long as I can handle it with, you know, having Gamma Ray and Unisonic and not being forced to, like, you know, decide for one because I can't handle it, I'm very fine with it. And so far it's been really nice, and it offers me the chance to concentrate, because Unisonic is more on the hard rock side, which is a strong favor of me. I grew up with Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, UFO and stuff. I love that shit. That's not metal, that's hard rock.
Yeah.
And I can live it out in Unisonic, dip into the metal side, and with Gamma Ray I can even more now concentrate on the metal side, and that makes it easier for me even.
And so, how are you thinking to manage both bands at the same time?
We talked about that in the beginning, and we came up with a general, very simple rule. 1 year is a Unisonic priority year, and 1 year is a Gamma Ray priority year. Very simple.